Hello, this is Erin with the Joy in Pens and Paper. And as I start this video, I just want to give two pieces of information. One of my cats is really wanting to be in the same space as me. So if I close the door to this room, the cat is scratching at the door, which I don't want to have rug damage or door damage. So I open the door, and that means that other noises, this is the second thing, other noises may be a little bit more prevalent. So now that that's out of the way, this is a 3 Inks Thursday video. It is number 35 in the series. And in a 3 Inks video, I swatched 3 inks on 3 different papers. And then I used 3 different size nibs to give a writing sample. For my tools, I will be using the TWSBI Go pens because I just happen to have 3 different size inks 3 different size nibs in that model, so it makes it really easy for comparison. I have a Kakimori brass nib dip pen to do the swatching, and a few of the inks that I will be swatching are samples, so I have my Inkapet sample holder, Inkapet. And this one is a pirate with accessories. I love it. This was a gift from a viewer, so I love using that. I also have a mason jar with water. I have a white t-shirt to dry off my tools, and then the 3 inks. So I did a whole swatch series on the Diamine Inkvent 2024 calendar. And the second ink in that calendar is Wilted Rose, which is a standard ink. And I picked out 2 inks to compare this one to. Now, I think in my swatch video, I specifically mentioned a ink that I thought would be a good match, but I think it might have been Color vs. Brunch Date, but it actually was not the match that I thought it was. So I picked 2 different ones, and I'm going to swatch the Wilted Rose in the middle so that we can compare top and bottom. Now that cat is scrounging around at things and making a little bit of noise, which is distracting to me, so I apologize. The first one that I will be swatching is Teranishi Opera Rose. This was a sample. I believe it was from Adventures Over 40, and if I'm wrong on that, I apologize to the person who did send it that I'm incorrect on, but I really love how the sample has this little swatch piece up on the top. Makes it really easy to locate this particular ink in my array of samples. Also, look at that sample size. That is almost to the top, which I really, really, really am appreciative of. So I'm just going to pop that into my Inkapet, and we're going to do a nice big swatch area. I do, with the Kakimori brass nib dip pen, you may notice as I swatch, I am lightly turning it because there are these grooves that have the ink, and I want to be able to pull the ink down relatively evenly. Okay. With the fine nib, I'm going to write the name of the ink brand. So this one is Teranishi. And I have no illusions that my writing will be neat. With the medium nib, I will write the name of the ink color. So this is Opera Rose. And then with the stub, which I am terrible at writing with a stub, I will just do some letters. And of course, now this is writing just fine. Wow, If you've seen other 3inks videos, you know I really am terrible at writing with a stub. That was great. Yay me. I've not done any additional practice. Okay, so next I will do Wilted Rose. And I may have said this already, but I actually don't think any of these two inks are a very close match. At least it didn't appear so on the swatches that I looked through to pick these from, but they were the closest. But maybe swatching it on, yeah, see, on the bank paper, it's leaning a little bit more of a almost orangey brown. But we shall see how it dries. I think I mixed these two up. In fact, I know I did. This is not bank paper. This is Cosmo, and this is the bank paper. Just for ease, I'm going to draw this little arrow line, which I'm doing without anchoring my hand. Ooh, that was painful. Okay. So this is Diamine. It's from Inkvent 24. It is called Wilted Rose. And let's do my lettering. Maybe this one will be just as good. Not bad. All right, what am I doing differently today? Whatever it is, it's working. Okay, and then last is Ferris Wheel Press Lady Rose. That one is a closer match, just not as saturated. And I did say closer, not close. Now this ink I have inked up once, and I did ink it in, I think it might have been an extra fine nib, and it was just too light to really be as enjoyable as I thought it would be. And as it dries, it actually is not too close. Now I'm thinking Esterbrook Incredible Rock might have been a good fit. So Ferris Wheel Press. Lady Rose. Okay, let's cap that, and then we'll just take a close look. So I think having this in my collection, I'm actually really appreciative of, because it's not like many other inks. And the way that it is behaving on different papers is really interesting. So starting off with Teranishi Opera Rose, you can see on the Cosmo Air Light paper, it is a very different color than on the bank paper. And the Tomoe River color is also different than the other two, probably closest to Cosmo Air Light, but you've got this more almost mauvey pink, and then this pinky peat pink, and then in between. It's very fascinating. Wilted Rose is leaning much more brown, almost caramelly on the Cosmo Air Light paper. It's a almost brownish orange on bank paper, and then it is a pinkish tan on the Tomoe River paper. This is fascinating. Fascinating. Lady Rose on Cosmo Air Light paper looks to me like Wearing Go White Rabbit, where you've got these little pops of almost gray and tan coming through, mixed in with the pink. Bank paper, it's a very pale pink, not as pink as a baby pink, a little bit more of a muted. And then on the Tomoe River paper, it's just this kind of grayish pink, which is really, really fascinating. And I think this is fully dry now, but this really saturated area for Wilted Rose on Cosmo Air Light is really fascinating. It almost pulls in this base color in that saturated area, which is, again, just interesting because that's a lighter color. You would think in a more saturated area it would be more saturated and dark, but it is not. So that is my 3 inks Thursday number 35, comparing Wilted Rose to some other inks in my collection. This might be one again that I come back to because as I see it on these papers, especially this swatch right here in the middle, it makes me wonder if what this would look like compared to Esterbrook, Incredible Rock, and Colorverse Brunch Date. I'm very interested to see that. So don't be surprised if you see this come back up. Probably not in the next couple of weeks, but it very well likely will come back up. All right. Thank you for watching. I appreciate the time that you have spent with me today, and hopefully I will see you in the next one.